Hi everyone, it's Sword Prepper here. Sorry for the rugged appearance. I've been working all day, haven't got a chance to really wash up or anything, so the appearance is a little dirty, but that's fine. We're gonna keep on rocking. Anyway, I wanted to talk today about the severe drought and then another thing that I fear is coming in a few months when winter time rolls around. So we'll talk about that. I wanted to bring this to the attention because it's very important that people understand the implications of this said topic. And the topic is the heat wave that we experienced this summer. The extreme heat, the abnormal amount of droughts and water shortages, all that stuff. This is going to cause major problems in our economy. This is going to cause major problems in our distribution of food and water and all that good stuff. Because this is something I don't think is going to happen. This is something I know is going to happen because if you stack a bunch of dominoes in a row and you knock the first one down, chances are there's a 90% chance that it's going to knock the rest down. And this is what I've been seeing as far as the weather goes. We got extreme heat this summer. It killed off hundreds of cattle. I'm not talking about that time when it was reported that a bunch of cattle died. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about all the cattle that they're not telling you about that died because of the heat. You can look it up. There's been cattle dying all over the place. Cattle, cows and such are just dying, dropping dead all over the place because they can't take the heat. It's too hot for them. On top of that, you have farmers selling their cattle, to whom I have no idea, but I have a pretty good guess. You have a bunch of these farmers selling hundreds of cattle because they can't feed and water them, because the grass won't grow, because there's no water. The grass isn't getting any water because it's too hot and it's killing the grass. We have that on top of this whole water shortage. Lake Mead, I think is lower than it's ever been in years upon years, and we're just supposed to sit back and think, yeah, everything's just gonna get better. It's gonna recover. It's not gonna recover, guys. It's gonna get much worse. Things are about to get much worse. We have this. Hold on. Ah, it's nothing. We have this government, this thought that the government can fix everything. Everything is fixable because the government says so. You're wrong about that if you think so. The government can't fix anything, and the government's not in charge of anything. Then the government's not in charge of anything. They can only say things and work off of what's there. They can't create anything. We have a lack of cattle and a lack of food in general, which is why Walmart is not putting out as much stuff as they used to. Which is why I guarantee you, if you go into your local Walmart and look on the shelves, you're going to find a lot less food. In general, I'm not talking about there will be no food. That's not what I'm saying. But there will be less food than it used to be. There will be less food in general than Walmart used to have on the shelves. So yeah, we have that. And just this summer in general was abnormally hot. And anyone, if you're like me and you've read the good book, and you know that these things were predicted to happen. The sun was predicted to scorch men upon the earth. All this stuff was predicted to happen. And you know that when you start seeing these signs, it's time to buckle down and get ready. I know some people don't believe in the Bible, but if you do, first of all, if you didn't believe in the Bible, you really should consider believing in it now, because now that certain things that the Bible predicted is literally coming to pass to a T, I think it's a wise choice to, maybe pay attention a little bit, see what the Bible has to say. We have these all the fowl that was killed over the last few months because of this virus that went through and was contaminating all the fowl. Millions of chickens killed. Not hundreds of thousands, millions of chickens killed. So if you think that's not going to affect the economy, if you think that's not going to affect the products and produce that you see on the shelves in a few months, you are sadly mistaken. I think you should grow your own food and raise your own chickens. Uh, I said this in a few videos back that the food you see on the shelf now, the things you see on the shelf now are not from this year. The things you see on the shelves today are last year's produce, are last year's chickens that were raised, are last year's corn. That's what it is. It's not this year. It's not coming from this year. So all the things that you see from last year are on the shelves this year. So we look at this year's produce, and compared to last year and the year before that, we barely produced anything. Compared to last year's crops and last year's chickens and last year's cows, we barely produced anything this year. So, coupled with that, we've got the sanctions going on in Russia and all that good stuff. If you think that's not going to affect anything, it's got gunfire in the distance. That's what I like to hear. If you think that's not going to affect anything, you're sadly mistaken. You're going to see empty shelves next year, mark my words. It might not be to the point of panic. It might not be to the point of where people are panicking and are like, oh, this is getting out of hand. We need some sort of savior to come and save us. It might not get to that point. But it will get to the point where it's noticeable. It will get to the point where us preppers and things will start to say, man, I'm glad that I started prepping. I'm glad that I have food in my pantry. I don't have to go down to Roy's and rely on Walmart to get my food. Because I guarantee you're going to see empty shelves next year. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. That's just a rabbit trail off of what the weather is doing. But also we've got a predicted winter. They've come out with this winter's predictions, and apparently it's supposed to be severely cold. And most of America is supposed to experience a really cold, really snowy, really blizzardy winter. That's what we're looking forward to. So, that's really going to affect the economy. I don't know if you believe in weather manipulation, but I certainly believe they can control the weather to an extent. They're not God or anything. But they can definitely control the weather to an extent. And if you think this is just coincidence, perhaps you should think again. If you think that all these farms that have mysteriously burned down, and these chicken houses that mysteriously burned down, these egg hatchers places that have mysteriously just burned down, is all just coincidence on top of the weather killing all the crops and stuff. If you think that's all coincidence, perhaps you should think again. Perhaps you should take a closer look into your news. We are heading for a dramatic change in our history. We are heading for a dramatic reset, for want of a better word, because that's what it is. And that's what they've been aiming for. And they plan on doing it before 2030. Agenda 2030. Let me just make this clear. Agenda 2030 is not to go, okay, it's Agenda 2030. Now let's make this change. That's not what it is. It's not, oh, the year 2030 is here. All right, it's time to make the change. No, Agenda 2030 is that they want Agenda 2030 happened by 2030. They want whatever is in that book, whatever is in the agenda, to have already happened by 2030. 2030 is the year where it's all supposed to already be set. The reset is already supposed to have happened by 2030. So it's 2022 by now. Right now, you only have 7-8 years to prepare. Probably less, because by 2025, I believe, this nation will be unrecognizable. I think that we would have seen war already, and a few other things, just from the things I know and the intel I get. But yes, prepare yourselves. because we're not heading for anything pleasant. Enjoy life as it is now, because it's going to get worse. If you can enjoy going out to the park, enjoy going out to your local. If you have a state park, go out and enjoy your state park. Enjoy going out to the movies every now and then. Just enjoy life as it is now, because this is right now is as good as it's going to get. Right, what you're living right here, right now, is the good old days. It's as good as it's going to get right now, and it's only going to get worse. If you have family members, show them the statistics, show them the facts, show them what you see, show them that, hey, like, these many farmers burned down this year, these many farmers didn't produce this year, these many cows died this year, the weather did so and so to this year. Just show them what you know, show them what you see, and try to convince them. If they won't listen, then stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time on them. You don't need that stress in your life. You don't need the stress of trying to get ready yourself, and then on top of that trying to get everyone else ready on top of that. You don't need that. Prepare for them if you want. Put some things aside for those people if you want. But that's about all you can do. You can't force them to do anything. You can't force anyone to do anything. So time is running out. We see all the warning signs. Oh, before I end, I wanted to just touch on this whole cold winter we're supposed to experience. I personally love the winter. I love it. It's a time where you just, you work all throughout the summer. Then when winter rolls around, you just lay back, sit by the fire, read books, drink hot cocoa, and watch the snowfall. That's the type of thing winter is for me. But if we're really heading for that cold of winter, they're predicting snowstorms, frigid temperatures lasting through a long time. People won't be driving, all that, because the roads will be iced over. If that's really what we're heading for, guys, and the stores won't have much food in them, then you'll need to prepare now. Because if you're stuck at home for about a week, you eat all your food, you go out to Walmart. If, let's just say, there's a town full of 100 ewes, and 100 ewes are stuck in your house for about a week. You eat all your food in your house, and you go to your local Walmart. The same 100 ewes that ate all your food go out to the local Walmart to buy food, and all the people that didn't buy food, all the ewes that ate all their food, go out to replenish their house. And you buy the stuff in Walmart. You're pretty much buying up all that Walmart had. This is why you're going to see empty shelves. It won't be long now. Trust me. We're heading for a harsh winter, and I would urge anyone out there who is in any climate where it's going to snow, where there's possible snow, where there's possible blizzards, where there's possible sleet, anything like that. If you're in one of those areas, then buy some extra stuff, buy some extra blankets, buy a generator and some gas to go with it. Buy some extra coffee, some extra hot chocolate. Anything that's warm that will warm up your system. Buy some brandy, buy some mead, buy some liquor, stuff to help you keep warm in the winter, because you might need it. You might just need it this winter. Alright, warriors, stay out of the heat, stay prepping. I'll see you in the line of battle.